Tony D and Little Joan with a screenwriter's rant on Woman in the Wall, starring, I forget her name. Oh, Ruth Wilson, as a woman who has an extreme sleepwalking problem and a strange past. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. Links in the description. Comedy horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys, books 1 through 12, available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. You like my shirt? It's a Nam Vietnam vet shirt. They have like a Jersey Devil thing going, so I got one. Anyhow, I think she lost her daughter. The nuns may have kidnapped her, and it drove her kind of cuckoo bananas. And she sleepwalks. She sleepwalks and does stuff, and maybe commits crimes. Not really sure. She wakes up with a dead body in her house and doesn't remember what happened. And I assume she's blamed for the murder, and then it's about a police detective who's investigating. I don't think she's guilty, though. I think it's one of these movies where you've got a main character that's crazy and annoying, and then it's blamed for everything, but the detective then has to, pick apart why this happened and why she's, off her nut, and what's going on in terms of the revenge. So maybe, see, it says here, I know what happened to your child. So something happened to her kid, and it sort of set her over the edge, and she never recovered, really. And so, and then I don't know, she's maybe cuts open the wall because she's convinced somebody's in there watching her. Or that she finds a corpse. Maybe she killed her own kid? I don't know. I doubt it. That would be a downer of an ending. So it's one of these movies. It's a thriller. It's supposed to be reveal after reveal after reveal, but the weird thing is she sleepwalks and does things like sleepwalkers don't normally do. Sleepwalkers normally, they just sort of drift around the house, mumbling to themselves. Maybe they pick up a few things, but they generally don't really accomplish much sleepwalking. And sometimes they wake up, and then I don't sleepwalk myself. I do talk in my sleep, though, I've heard. But I don't think I've actually gotten out of bed and roamed around the house. But then again, how would I know? So, I mean, it seems intriguing. It's a little bit, her being an extreme sleepwalker, as they put it, is a bit of a crutch. It's kind of like making a character crazy, taking it to a further extreme. But I do love the cut of this trailer. It's very intriguing. There's a lot going on. She lives in an Irish town, and they all kind of know her as being crazy, and then she's accused of stuff, and then this detective has to figure it out. So I like the setup. There's always a lot of good characterization, I think, in some of the BBC productions. At least they make the effort of giving people distinct personalities, and they're usually not shy about making characters a little bit unlikable in some respects. There's more layers to them, typically. I mean, I'm not talking about the mainstream stuff. I'm talking about the stuff that gets over to America, because we tend to get the stuff that is higher quality, because it's going to be movie studios skimming the cream of the crop. They're not going to bring back your more common stuff, if that makes any sense, because then it would, it wouldn't even speak to us, because the stuff that's going to resonate more, that's just sort of the mass-produced stuff, is probably going to be more tied into what the locals like. And I even have a little trouble understanding everybody with the accents, but this does look intriguing. It looks looks interesting. So I would say first act, she wakes up in a strange place to establish her crazy sleepwalking. She's a troubled woman who lost her kid, and she's convinced the nuns maybe did it. And there was some sort of scandal. This is one of the old cops. He tells the new detective. But then someone's killed. He's on the case in the second act, and he's trying to figure out who killed this person. And the woman is the prime suspect. But then somebody else dies, and she looks even more guilty. He traces her back to the convent when she was younger and got pregnant. And then someone has knowledge of her secret, possibly one of the nuns, to find out what happened. And eventually, I think she teams up with the detective in a weird way to figure out what happened. And there's a big shocking revelation at the end. Not quite sure what. Maybe her daughter's still alive. That would be a nice happy ending. Turns out her daughter's alive, and the nun kept tabs on her, kept her safe, and that she's not crazy. But I like the name of the movie. I like the cut of its jib. I like everything about it. So it's kind of intriguing. I think it'll be good. I just got a gut feeling about it. The trailer doesn't really tell me everything, but I had to look up the plot on the IMDb. Lorna Brady. Let me pause this. Lorna Brady wakes up one morning to find a corpse in her house with no idea who the dead woman is. She doubts herself because she has long suffered from extreme bouts of sleepwalking. See, that is a very Hollywood pitch, isn't it? It's just starting in the middle of something, and then you got to go back and figure it out. But I kind of like it. I think it could be good. It could also be really bad, because if you don't give us a good a lot of this hinges on the end, the big revelation. Thrillers often do. If you don't give us a great revelation, we have to figure out what happened to the daughter. That has to be told. It can't end with like, oh, we never figured it out, or oh, she was across the street the whole time. It has to be like shocking. So that's really the key. But when it comes to stuff that typically isn't political in the UK, the BBC, usually gets it. I don't know. It feels like this is a book. This feels like a book. It definitely feels like a book title. Creator Joe Murtaugh. It also feels like, it is a TV show. See, it said movie in the trailer. Okay, so this is going to be a long, drawn out thing then. Okay, so it is a series on BBC. That being said, I think it should only be about a season. Yeah, I don't think you should drag it out, BBC, but a lot of times they don't. And again, with their TV, they tend to put more effort in it because they don't tend to have as much. So I knew it felt like a TV show. See, it says movie trailers, says first movie trailer for The Woman in Wall. And I was like, no, it can't be a movie. And I looked on the IMDb, and then I forgot to scroll down, and it's a freaking TV show. But okay. Would I watch it? Yeah, I would watch it. I would watch it. I don't want it to go on a long time, though. It's a big investment for me. But the BBC shows tend to be like a few episodes. One season. Let's see, how many episodes we got? Just one here, so I guess it's just starting. Probably just dropped if you have BBC. Anyhow, yeah, I think it's, at the very least, it'll be intriguing and watchable. And that's it for me, Tony D and Little Joan. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for our more base takes. If you can find a more base take, I say take it. I will be at the Berlin Farmers Mart tomorrow. Yeah, that's my plan. I've had it as a backup plan for a while now, and I want to go try the the flea market and see if I could sell my books there. I like the flea markets; they're kind of cool. There's all kinds of crazy stuff there, and so I'm going to try to get a booth Saturday. It starts at 9. I think it goes to about 3, something like that. So I'm going to be set up there. Look for my social media posts to confirm that I'm there in case, I don't know, I get kicked out or something, or they run out of tables. I'll probably be in the back because I can never get my butt up early enough to beat people, and I'm not going to get there at 6 a.m. just to get a good table. That'll be 3 hours of waiting. 3 hours of waiting before it starts. Yeah, that's too much. I get there about 8ish and set up and hopefully get a decent spot. So look for me there. I'll have my blue tent, have my Pineys sign, and hopefully it'll be a good day. The weather looks like it's going to be hot but nice. All right, we'll see you then, and we'll see you in the next one.